Hi, Amber. Yes, Alan. It's Manc Dave. We're Johnny's. Minshull Street. Can everyone hear me by any chance? Can you hear me okay? I'm coming through loud and clear. It's raining. It's raining. And I'm outside Minshull Street crying court. Remember, it was Big John with the help of Tom, Kim, Manc Dave, Kaiser South, who got into the first magistrate's hearing to do with this woman, and I seen her on the screen. She wasn't Somalian, and I'm sure she is Albanian, like they said. And it was Big John who got in the court. No one else. It was Big John. Of course, the case is delicate to me. At the same time Emily got killed, George Floyd was killed by police brutality in America. And we didn't hear nothing again about Emily until the magistrate's court case. Good. I've got a lapel mic today, and I've got my fluffy mic on the top as well. A couple of media-looking dudes over there. I just wanted to come down and have my say. Emily's dad is going down the failure of the mental health system and all that lot. I totally agree with him. But in the first place, a woman shouldn't have been here. She came over back of a lorry, claimed asylum, got refused, got right to stay, and then she's done this. We don't want to be accepting people into the country who've already got issues. I believe she had issues before she come here. Whether that will come out or not, I don't know, but she certainly had issues before she come to our country. And I remember already through freedom of movement, we've had murderers, rapists, people traffickers, drug smugglers and everything who've done these crimes in Europe and been convicted, and we've got them over here now. We're just being turned into the trash pit of the world. It's very doubtful I'd get in to the court. So I'm not even going to try. Got all my equipment on me, but I'm not even going to try getting in. Just thought I'd come up, spend an hour, do a video, tell you what I think, and then get off home. There is if you might have seen a demo posted for the 17th, and it's a Thursday, and it's here, right here. So I'm going to it, and I'm supporting it. I'll get the link up later on. Clause, yeah, honestly. Who were they expecting? What were they expecting going to happen? Police. I'm right in the middle of the road, mate. It's a nice little area, actually. You can just hear the tram going past and that. I've got my vet jacket on, my PTSD jacket on today. Try to support the armed forces, serving our necks. So on the 17th of December, the 17th, we're hosting a demo in. It's a Thursday. Let's get people out. I know there's loads of people in Manchester who can make it on that day. Let's make it. I'm coming. There'll be quite a few of us lot who regularly go to demos here. I'm guessing Jimmy the App will be here. We've got lads coming up from as far as London, I think, for this demo on 17th. So get out, get down to Manchester. Bring your family. We're not going to be running around the streets kicking off. We just want some justice for Emily. Bring your kids. Remember, it could have been anyone's kid. It could have been anybody's kid. I've got two grand nephews in Oldham. They just live a couple of 100 yards from me. And 2 years ago, less than 2 years ago, two 14-year-old girls just a couple of 100 yards away from where these lads live were stabbed each other. Were involved in a serious stabbing. 14-year-old girls near my grandnephews who were under 10 at the time. Right, and that happened in Oldham, just 100 yards from where they live. So it'd be your kid next. It'd be someone else's kid next. So you need to bring your kids down. You need to get them shouting. We really do. We got to push on this. We can't let this drop. I don't care what anyone else thinks. I don't care anything. Right wing, left wing, this wing or that wing. What they're trying to do is dumb us down so we don't say anything. They don't want us to be angry because that makes things move forward. That makes me moves forward. When you're angry, you do things. When you're angry, you'll confront your MP at the public meeting. You'll tell him what you think. When you're angry, it pushes you to do things. When you see the state of what's going on, it pushes you to get into politics, pushes you to get into local council, and they don't want any of that. They just want you to, when there's a terrorist attack, 20 people get blown up to bits. They just want you to think about how lovely these people were. That's all they want you to do. They don't want you to get angry. They don't want you to question anything. They don't want you to do that. Fuck off, honestly. Not a chance in the world. Not off me anyway, not off Big John. I'm here. I'm still here in the rain and I'm here. A can card? What's a can card? You mean the what's a can card for you, thrower? Yeah, hit me like button, everyone. Come on, Big John's here. No one else, Big John. It's my area. Why shouldn't I be here? And I've been at most of the court appearance to do with Emily. I've appeared at I've come to the inquiry into the bombing, which is still going on, and I'm still going to come down. And I've gone out my time today to come down. So get on, get sharing, get liking me, like and subscribing YouTube channel. 17th of December, we're having a demo here, and it's been organised, so it'll be official, and we're having a demo right here. There's loads of room. We want you down here. We want you to bring your families. We want you to bring your sons and your daughters, your husbands, your wives. We want you all down here. We want you all. Remember, next, it's your kid next in some park. It's someone else's kid in some park. You know what I mean? And then obviously the media will make it like we have to dumb it down and be nice. And, oh, don't look back in anger. Well, we are fucking looking back in anger. Who the fuck did they think they are? Honestly, who did the authorities, the police, the social services think they are? I've got Paul Rimmer and Mike Lane coming on my show this week or next week, and we're going to be talking about Joe Anderson, the corrupt Labour mayor, who's been done for corruption charges, along with a guy called Derek Atton from the 80s. He was another hard left communist, hard left communist, and they're up for intimidating witnesses and things like that. Our councils are run by gangsters. Don't no one realise this? You've not got like Fred, the working class man who lives at the end of the road in his with his off license. No, he's not running your council. You've got shit fucking wank gangsters. Thank you, Manc Dave. Thank you. Oh, no worries. I will do. We've got gangsters running our councils who intimidate people when they don't do what they say and things like that. These are the kind of people running our councils. Who else has put in? Penny, thank you, Penny. Thank you. It's going up. Thank you, Penny, darling. Thank you. So, yeah, we've got gangsters running our accounts. No one's looking after us. Anyway, let's get back to Emily. So the mental health services failed her. Right, yeah, I agree totally. The immigration services failed her because she come in as asylum seeker on back of a lorry, got refused asylum, and then got a leave to remain or extended leave on her asylum thing. Now, why is she claiming asylum? I don't remember Britain going to Albania blowing anything up. Why the fuck's she claiming asylum? Fuck off. We don't want people over here. I don't. My thing, I don't want any. I don't want refugees, don't want asylum seekers. We don't know who these people are. Remember that. They're coming over. We don't know who they are. They're blowing us up. They're running all over us. They're raping our kids. Now, if I was a different kind of person, I might say, yeah, we'll have some immigration, but these people have got to be checked, and there is no checks. That's why I hate our immigration system. It's rubbish. It's the worst in the world. Everyone's been failed. Everyone's been failed from Windrush to people now. Everyone's been failed in immigration. It's never worked. It's never worked in England because they're dumb. They can't do anything properly or anything. They haven't got a clue. They've got liberal values, so nothing's worked ever, if you ask me. And I can prove it. I can prove a lot of the stuff I say, and I have done loads of times. Never worked. And then we're all here, and the liberals here are all here. Oh, we want more. We want more. We don't want any more. I'm going to do a show on Oldham, and I think by another generation in Oldham, then the kids won't be doing like my grandniece. Even though she's mixed race, she goes to Pop Remembrance Day. She's made poppies and she supports that thing. Her generation, that's the last now. The next generation, Oldham aren't going to do that because we're all Eastern Europeans. We've got nearly 50% Eastern European birth kids in secondary school and infant school. So on the next generation, are they going to be supporting our poppies? Are they going to be making poppies and stuff like that? Are their parents as like nationalist as us? Do they support the armed forces? Probably not. So that's going to be the end of Oldham now. It was the first time that will like lose its identity. And I'll do a show on it. I don't talk bullshit, me. I only tell facts and things that are in the public domain. And I'll show you. My identity of Oldham's gone. The first place to go. So today, my Colomite came. The Colomite come. Our printers even come today. We're going to try and set it up tomorrow. So that'll be good. So got a load of new stuff. The printer's more actually for paperwork in the house to do with my mum, to do the hospital and my mum's medical records and things like that. Because I'm trying to now not get anything given to me. I want it emailed to me, all the copies of everything. So we've invested in a printer. But obviously I'll be using it for other things, but we've invested in a printer and that's come today. So yeah, so I'm outside. Oh, thank you, Rita. Oh, don't worry, Rita. You're always everywhere. You don't worry, girl. You were always everywhere. No one can doubt your dedication to the cause or anything. We know you've got to isolate, but you don't worry. But thank you very much, darling. Thank you. So I'm outside court. I don't know what time the verdict's going to be given. I'm not even going to try and get in. They won't be allowing people in court, so it's a waste of your time trying. You'll just have to, Dave, if you can watch out on Manchester Evening News site to see if anything comes up. I won't know unless someone tells me, and I doubt anyone's going to tell me when I'm shouting and effing and blinding outside court. Oh God. I'm cold, I'm wet through, but I'm all right. Don't worry, I'm all right. So yeah, so the dad's going down the route of failure of the mental health system. I'll agree with that. Also, failure of our immigration system. She came in as asylum seeker on back of a lorry. Instead of just kicking her right back out, we've kept her here. We've realised the stuff's up with her. She's seeing social services and she don't even speak English. And we're putting she has to have social workers and things. Right, so she's not a British citizen. She don't speak English yet, so she got a social worker. What the fuck is going on in our country? Honestly, really, really. And when I go on about that not speaking English, let's just remember that 150 million a week. I think it's about 150 million a year. Sorry, 150 million a year is spent just on police. Just on police translation cost, 150 million a year. So you lot, don't be fucking putting any. Of course, you can donate to me, but remember, you've got to. Your tax money has to go to pay for all them translators. 150 million a week. That's just 150 million a year, and that's just in the police. Let's go to councils, NHS, and stuff like that. It's a few hundred million every year. And I think that the first thing is, when anyone comes to England, they've got to be able to speak English. It's a primary language. It's the language we work in over here. It's our country's language. We want people to speak English. That's no big thing. It's no big thing, that. We don't want religious schools teaching kids not to speak English and stuff like that. None of that crap. You've got to learn English. It's in my constitution, that would be one of the top things in my constitution. I'm sorry if it upsets you or you don't speak English. That's a fucking way it's got to be. Right? In my constitution, you've got to speak English. So yeah, let's remember them translation costs. Remember, we're paying for all her legal fees. Remember, you lot, we are paying for that woman's legal fees who can't speak English, who's mentally ill, who shouldn't have been here because she should have been kicked out straight away, and then she ended up cutting a 7-year-old girl's throat. You lot are paying the cost for this woman. You're paying the cost. Oh, so you're paying the cost for this woman, but the Crime Prosecution Service won't charge her with murder. You're paying for that. Remember, you lot are paying for that. Not that woman, not the murderer, not any of the illegal immigrants, asylum seekers. None of them are paying, but you are. You're paying. You lot are paying for it. I think there's a couple of mainstream media there, but they're all huddled together in a corner because they can't take a little bit of cold or rain. Fucking wimps. I'm having a fag. I'll keep my stream up for about an hour and then I'm getting off home. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how far they are with the sentencing. I don't think there's before I come out, there was nothing in the papers or anything. So obviously they haven't made a decision. Whoa. I'm having a fag with my freezing cold hands. Find me back here. I think that's them huddled in the corner over there under the door. I'll go over in a minute. But yeah, so loads of failures, you know what I mean? And nothing about it, hardly anything in paper. They were focusing on a criminal under the influence of drugs, resisting arrest, who got killed by police brutality, and that was more worthy than Emily in the UK. There's a particular case I'm going to go on about how the media suppress information and make people look bad, and it was involved a woman, and the kids were in a play area, and next minute, a kid screaming she's been bitten, beaten, and everything off another couple of kids who were Somalian. I'll go on this on my show. I'll say this on my show, and I'll show you the link to it. So, and the Somalian woman said, "Oh well, kids just do that." Well, they don't just do that. These kids acted like animals because that's all they know, being animal. And the media made the woman. What they said about the woman was, "Oh, she wasn't looking after her daughter. She's a bad mother. She's a this, that, and the other." That's what they did. It's just awful, the case. I'll get it up, and I'll bring it up on one of my shows, and I'll go a bit more in depth into it. And I'm sorry if it upsets anyone who is new to this country. We don't want any immigration. We don't want any refugees. We don't want any EU freedom of movement. I don't want people coming into my country who are going to run down our values and our culture. We don't want it. We won't be. The thing is, thank you, Spearthrower. Thank you, mate. The thing is, won't be able to do this in another country. I wouldn't be able to go to Pakistan and become a counsellor without learning 2 or 3 different languages. They wouldn't have it. Now, they wouldn't have it. The Indian guy I spoke to the other day, he said, "Oh yeah, you'd be able to." I wouldn't be able to go to India and run as a counsellor if you were as a white man. You wouldn't be able to go to India and run as a counsellor, or a Western man. You just wouldn't allow it. They don't allow it in Saudi Arabia. There's loads of countries I could pick around the world where you won't be able to do that, but we're allowing it here. Yet they're running our councils like gangsters. Look at Oldham, Aruk Shah and the gangster friends, all convicted criminals and stuff like that, hanging around with wearing Labour badges, money launderer wearing Labour badges. Honestly, they're fucked up, these lot, honestly. Messed up. So I'm outside Minshull Street, Crown Court. 17th of December, we're having a demo here. We want people here. 17th, it's a Thursday. We want you down here. We want you to bring your families. If you're not at school, you bring your kids. It's for all you lot. Remember, this could happen to anybody. It could have been anybody's kid at Bolton. It could have been one of Rita's grandchildren. It could have been loads of different people I know in Bolton. It could have been any one of their kids because they all use Queen's Park. It could have been an adult. You just don't know what could have happened, and what could happen to like our children next. Just killed in a park, and then no mainstream media on it or anything. Typical, that, isn't it? Absolutely typical. I'm going over to the steps area. I'm not the hardest working. I'm not the hardest working. I'm just one of them who works hard. So I'm outside Minshull Street Crown Court if anyone wants to know. And Emily Jones's murderer is up for sentencing today. And she's been sentenced with manslaughter on diminished responsibility. So this is someone they've known is diminished responsibility for a while. She's already brandished a knife already. She's come into the country as an asylum seeker. She's been refused asylum. She's got leave to stay. And then this has happened. So it's not even a British citizen, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, and this has happened. So what happened after that? Nothing hardly on the mainstream media. All they concentrated on was a criminal, druggie, resisting arrest, killed by police brutality. That's what they thought was like more interesting to report on. So that's what they did. That's what the media did anyway. The filth media, should I say. And then when the court appearances have started, we came to the magistrate's court appearance. Me, Kaiser South, Manc Dave, Tom and Kim. And we came up to the court appearance, and then I got in the magistrates and seen the woman on the video screen because she was doing a video thing about it. So yeah, and it was me. Weren't no one else. It was me. And then we followed the case from then. Now, there's hardly been anything on the news until now. And it's funny that this case should have restrictions. They put restrictions on grooming gang cases. You can't say anything until after the trial. Yeah, here, the media have been reporting on it before the trial's finished. So what's all that about? So on a grooming gang case, we can't report till after the trial. But the killing of Emily in Bolton, they can report before the end of the trial, and they can report stuff about the killer. That's the media for you. Honestly, fucking hell. So I'm gonna look into that because I want to report on cases while they're on trial. Now, if they can do it with this case, then why can't we do it with other cases? It's just something to think about. But remember that. So there was reporting on the murderer, telling you stuff about her before the trial had ended. Yeah, on a grooming gang case, we cannot say nothing until the trial's finished and they've been sentenced. That's the only time. So, but here it's different. Why is it different here? It's something to look into, that, because I'm not having it. I'm going to write off about that, and I'm having permission to report on the cases, no matter, even if they set the restricted, because it's bullshit. If they can do it for this case, and they can do it for them cases. So it's just something. It's come up to me that I was thinking about this for a couple of weeks, a week or so. So let me get it straight now. So before the killer trial has finished, the mainstream media reporting on it, everything's going in paper about her. Yeah, a grooming gang trial, we can't say nothing until after the trial's over. What's all that about? Do we know? Don't we want to upset the Pakistanis who are raping the kids or anything like that, or something? Don't we want them to riot or something? And so we don't report on it. Why are we being restricted on that case and not restricted on this case? I'm not a law person, but that's what I see. That's what I see. So I'll write down. I'll take a few notes and I'll write it down. But there was reporting on Emily's murderer before the trial had finished. Yeah, the grooming gang cases, we cannot report on them trials until after they've finished. So what's all that about? I'm not a law person, but can someone like explain a little bit more to me? No doubt the police will be either watching me stream or watching me on CCTV. Manchester's most wanted. Oh. Right, can look at my face a little bit now. There's been a delay in sentencing due to technical issue. Dr. Whitworth, who is appearing to give evidence about a pre-sentence report, has had a problem with her microphone. Oh. Yes, Joel. So yeah, Minshull Street Crown Court. There's not much media here. There will be around fucking sniffing under some. The media will be here somewhere, hiding in some corner, or sniffing, hiding in some corner, or doing a report on me. So the media will be here somewhere. It's a pity they weren't around at the beginning, when Emily was first murdered, instead of a criminal under the influence of drugs who were killed by police brutality. But Emily, no, fuck Emily. Emily's not worth talking about. According to mainstream media, she's not worth the effort of putting in papers. According to mainstream media in England, she isn't. She isn't. Sorry if you feel a bit offended by what I'm saying, but she fucking isn't worthy. She isn't worthy. This is a 7-year-old, right? 7-year-old who weren't a right winger or left winger. She weren't a neo-Nazi. She weren't in UKIP. She didn't vote for UKIP. She's just a 7-year-old little girl. She's not worth nothing. Remember that. She's not worth nothing. Mainstream media don't think she's worth anything. Otherwise, they would have reported on it, would they have not? So little 7-year-old white girl ain't worth nothing. If she's not worth, she mustn't be worth to the mainstream media. The paper that they used to put the report on, she's not worth any of that. No, definitely not. Remember, what's worth it is a guy who, a criminal who put a gun to a pregnant woman's belly, who was under the influence of drugs, who was killed by police brutality. He's much more worthy. He's much more worthy of some news. Very much. I'm sorry if some of my words offend people who know me, but that is a fucking blunt truth. That is a blunt truth. I can't say it any more blunter. I'm sorry if I am really sorry if people are getting offended, right? Because I want you to get offended. I want you to get angry, and I want you to do something. I want you to start writing to your local MP. I want you to pull your finger out, and I want you to run as an MP. So I want you to get angry. So I am sort of like doing it a bit on purpose. But yeah, little Emily is not worth the paper that they put a story in. She isn't. She mustn't be. She mustn't be. It's just that there's a geezer who's a criminal who was under the influence of drugs, who had fake checks on him, who was killed by police brutality. He is much more worthy. Much more worthy. And I didn't even mention that he's got a bit of colour in him. He's certainly more worthy. Fucking fucks me off, this, honestly. We can't do no. And the hypocrisy. It don't make any sense. It is insanity. I'm just furious that no one listens to me or us and stuff like that. I'm furious that we've got all these liberals in our country who are just running it into the ground. I'm fucked off with it, me. Don't mean I'm going to blow anyone up, because I won't. It just pushed me to work harder. So what will I do? I'll come to more court appearances, when Labour start going out looking for votes, I'm going to be on their case. When they're in the town centres, like with the table, I'll be there at the table, me, as a registered voter. You know what I mean? And I'll be telling them what I think. I'll be telling them in Manchester. I want to get that Graham Stringer again. When he does a hustings, I'm going to go to Graham Stringer's hustings again and call him out. Call him out again. I've done it once already and I'm going to do it again. So that's where my anger will focus. It'll get me moving. They don't, Joel, they don't give a shit about normal people. You're right, pal. We know that. We know that. I mean, in the 3 years we've been doing stuff, we've seen people arrested, beaten, and nothing happens to us. We've seen old ladies pushed, we've seen old guys pushed over, and nothing. We've seen vets disrespected, and nothing. They don't care about us. You're right, they don't. They definitely don't care about us. I couldn't agree with you more there, mate. Couldn't agree with you more. So the sentencing has been adjourned due to some person who's got a pre-report or something. Mic's not working. So it's been adjourned. So I don't know if it's going to be today. I mean, if this person's at home, surely they can get a mic. Someone could know. Well, it's just not that easy. Obviously, they'll be isolated and they'll be too afraid to come out of the house because of pretend COVID or something. Oh my God, he just couldn't make it up. Looks like everyone else has gone inside. I'm not going to try and get in. I won't be able to get in the court, and I can't do any filming in there. So, well, there's no point in me really going in. I can't record me filming anything, so I just don't see the point in trying to get in. If we didn't have any COVID restrictions, I'd have been here early and I'd have been the first person in the court as a member of the public. But with this COVID thing in, they've got it set up, these courts now, this COVID rubbish. So let's go through Emily again. Let's go through Emily. So we went to Queen's Park the other day. I've got the video on where she was murdered with Kaiser Souse, Manc Dave, Rita. We've turned up at court as well when she came to a magistrate's appearance. Emily's dad is disgusted and annoyed with the mental health service. So am I. We talked about mental health a lot. Justice for Bunny in Bristol. My speeches aren't going to be half about mental health. Obviously, we follow the veterans. I've got my PTSD camp badge on. So yeah, we do a lot to do with mental health. We do a lot to do with mental health, talking about it and stuff like that. I'm not a mental health person. I'm not a doctor, but I can talk to you. I can tell you figures, facts. I can tell you what's happened to people. I can tell you how they fail us because of the avenues and the ways they do things that they're failing us. I can tell you a lot about that. I can tell you a lot about how people suffer from PTSD. I looked into it. I did my research when I started going to some of the vet demos and looking into this. We went to the PTSD demo 2018 at the Ministry of Defence in London, organised by Norman McGuigan. I've talked to dozens of vets for it all the time, so I'm well aware. So it's going down that route, the mental health. Well, I'll agree with that, but I'm also going down the route of she was an asylum seeker coming on the back of a lorry. Instead of being kicked off back home, we kept her here. She got refused asylum again, got leave to stay, or whatever it said in paper, and then she killed Emily. So our immigration services, our asylum services, our refugee services, they're all messed up if that's what's happened there. We shouldn't have anybody. We should not have anybody coming here in the back of a lorry or hidden in a trunk of a car or whatever. No. If they do, they get ejected off right back to the country where they come from. There's none of this fuck the human rights. Albania, when have we gone to war with Albania? What have we done to Albania? So why is she requesting asylum? We haven't done nothing to her. It's not our country. I don't remember England blowing up Albania. Can someone just point me if we've done anything like that in the time England's been England? Have we bombed Albania for anything? Have we got involved in Albanian politics or out like that? I doubt it. So I don't want them here. I'm not being bad. We've got enough problems in our own country. We've not got enough housing. Our police are underfunded and too left. So we remember when your house gets broken into and something robbed, don't bother. About? Well, I'm here to do that Emily Jones murder in Bolton. You know which one I mean?
Yeah.
And a killer's in court today. Right now, on a sentencing day. Pardon? Yeah. Hold on a sec. Hold on.
Fucking nice to see people doing this, mate.
So let me just tell you now. So Emily was a 7-year-old and she walking through a park in Bolton.
Oh my God.
A woman's just jumped out, slashed her on the neck, killed her. Yeah. Woman's got off, she'd been caught.
Yeah.
Now they found out that an Albanian immigrant,
right,
don't speak English.
Right.
She came over here on the back of a lorry.
Yeah.
And tried to get asylum.
Yeah.
She got refused asylum, got leave to stay so she could stay in the country. Social services were involved in her because she'd already had a knife out to someone else and then ended up killing Emily.
Yo, listen, man. I'm gonna say things like that are seriously not good, man. It shouldn't be happening, and especially foreigners jumping out of cars, cutting people's throat, they don't even talk English. Come on, man. What's the country about? What are the government doing, man? And about other, this has just broke me. This I seen this fella just doing a little bit of talking and whatnot, and he's giving me the rundown on what's going on, and it's broke me. It's shocked me to the core. It really has, man. And this is one guy here on his own doing the business, man, letting people know. There's no one else out here, no media, and it's a serious offence. Come on, man. What's happening with the country? I'm going to give this big man a lot of respect.
We're here. We're here on the 17th of December, Thursday. We're here.
I'm here.
We're here.
I'm here. My name's John.
That's my name as well.
From Salford. Yo!
John from Salford.
Nice one, man. Listen, the 17th of this month.
Yeah.
Thursday. I'm bring a few of my mates. Is that okay?
Honestly, yeah.
There'll be no violence.
No.
They'll speak about how they feel.
Yeah.
It won't be about the case, man. So I'm going to look this up now. Because that is... I've got a 7-year-old daughter myself called Scarlett. She's 7, bro. She was born when I was in jail. Done a bit of jail myself, but nothing like that. So I've got a 7-year-old girl, and I know, and I've not seen her for 7 months because of this corona. So for a girl to get killed,
it's horrible, isn't it? It's horrible, isn't it?
I'm coming back on the 17th of the day. This needs to be spoke about in a big way. Not good. And this man is brilliant. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, John. I'm John as well.
Thank you, John, mate. I had to stop. I had to, mate.
Thank you.
No, I had to. Serious, pal. I had to, man. You're doing your work. Look at you, man. One man deep. One man deep with one top on, piss wet through. And he's here. Say no more. Thank you.
Oh, John.
I'm here on the 17th, mate.
Oh, brilliant.
I'm John.
Watch out for me. I'll be here. And we'll talk out. Well. No, it's all right. I swear. Don't worry. I swear.
I'm coming on the 17th. This is just shocked me. I've got a 7-year-old Scarlett. It's called Scarlett Marie first.
Did you know what I mean? You'd know. You walk her in the park. Come on, walk her in the park.
I do. I sit there and watch me do it. What's it with swings? And for that to happen, come on, man. What's going on? Please. I'm coming on the 17th, mate. Trust me.
Good. Excellent, John. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Big shout, John.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Big respect for you, you know. 17th, I'm
here.
I'm here.
Excellent.
Nice one, man.
Thank you. John. You take it easy, pal.
I'm here, man. I love you. I just met you. Big shout. Thank you, John.
Thank you, John. Thank you, John. I'm a man of my own namesake there.
One man deep, man.
Oh, thank you, pal. Thank you. He's still shouting when he's walking away. So yeah, I just told him, and he didn't realise the story. So he's going to go home now, look it up. He's got a 7-year-old daughter himself. Why wouldn't he be concerned? Why wouldn't he be concerned? No matter what he's done in the past, why wouldn't he's got a 7-year-old daughter? That guy's got a 7-year-old daughter, and he walks his daughter in park. You know what I mean? Honestly, it's. I'll be if he comes with a load of lads or a load of people. I'll be glad on 17th. I will. I'll be well happy. Well happy. Well, I'm not gonna stop any longer. I think I'm gonna hang up. Thank you for the PayPal spear for Rita and Manc Dave. My PayPal's there, my email's there. Have you got any information you think I might want to know about to do with Labour Party? Anything in particular, email me. I've had loads of emails about information. I've looked at stuff, research stuff and stuff like that. Email me, and I'll see what I can do. I might bring it up in a show, something like that. I am looking for when Labour are having meetings, public meetings, hustings, when it comes to voting in May, if they vote, the hustings, I want to be there. Now, if you, as a voter, have got a question to ask your local MPs or whoever's standing, or if you want to talk about who to vote for, get in contact with me. I'll talk to you about voting for people. I'll try and direct you to a party. If you want to vote for a particular party, I'll give you information about the parties. I know information about Labour, Conservative, Lib Dem, UKIP. I'm very knowledgeable with UKIP stuff. For Britain, I'm fairly knowledgeable on For Britain, the 10 points of For Britain. Patriotic Alternative. I'm not an expert, but I know what they want. A lot to do with demographics, which is the same to do with what I'm concerned about. They've got a lot of things, but I can talk to you about any kind of party. If you want to talk about voting or anything like that, let me know. If you need any advice on anything, on whether you can vote or not, whether you're registered to vote, talk to me and I'll be able to tell you. I'll be able to tell you easy ways to check if you're registered. Don't let other people put you down, but there is an easy way to check if you're registered. What do we want? Do we want ID voting coming in? I would say yeah, because we've got a lot of voting fraud going on across the country. So we need to sort it out. And I know people might not like that you have to use an ID, but if we use an ID, then that voting fraud gets cancelled out then. Part of that voting fraud will get cancelled out. But I'm going to hang up now. I've been on 49 minutes. I've had a walk down. There's no media here, like that guy said. There might have been. They're probably all inside. Dave's give us an update. So there's English Democrat, yes, Penny. British Freedom Party there. Well, I mean, UKIP's dead, but the thing is about voting, it's about getting in. Last night, Keith Jenkins was on, and through him getting into the council in Sunderland, he's been able to not force issues, but he's been able to change things and get more accountability for the vote. That's what we want. We want this accountability. I won't be afraid to stand up in court and tell them that there's no accountability for what they do. I won't be afraid to stand up in the council meeting and tell them that I think they need more accountability, the people who are running our councils and stuff like that. Right, I'm going. Thank you for PayPals. Getting home now. piss wet through. It's looking like, I bet it won't be till tomorrow we know the sentencing. I can't come down tomorrow. I can't get anyone to look after my mum. So I'm a bit stuck. But I will be watching on the news and stuff like that. Just heading back to Piccadilly now. I'm going to keep it live, running live till I get into the centre of Piccadilly, if I can. Tram home, get some dinner when I'm in. Well, my finger marks worked today, so that's good. Thanks for that. I think your donation money's bought that. Got delivered today, actually. So I've got a collar mic and a splitter. So I've got my mic on my camera, on my stick, and my collar mic on my collar. So it's worked well today, so that's good. So while I'm here, we're walking past. So we're just near the Piccadilly Tavern, just headed towards Piccadilly train station. This is where I was stabbed. So where we had to, 4 or 5 of us had to fight for our lives. Just show you here. My compensation has actually come through for my stabbing, but I'll do a video about that when the time comes. So across the road's a spa. So across the road there is a spa shop, and we've been to that shop 3 times during the night. Been weighed up, and as we was walking down, some guys bumped into us here, and we had to fight for our lives here on the streets there. So at the end of the incident, 3 lads were arrested, and there were next 2 behind the bus stop. There's a purple next to the spa on the left-hand side to the spa. There's a Matter News. 3 lads stood outside there, and the copper had them. And I was more over here behind that bus, and I had to be held back by 2 coppers and Arlene because I wanted to go and kick off with the lads. And that's after I realised I'd been stabbed. I still wanted to kick off with them. Nothing was stopping me. And I'm headed to tram now. And for the weeks after that, I still come to Manchester. I weren't like not going to stay away or anything like that. No one was saying to me that, oh, shouldn't go because it's too dangerous. Fuck that. But I just thought I'd show you that. Right, I'm headed down to tram stop. I'll cut filming when I get to tram stop. Wet through now. Need to dry off. I don't know what I'm going to have for dinner. I think I'll go to inside market and get a piece of chicken. Chicken and chips, I think I'll have. Sounds nice. And when we watched the video to do with the stabbing, I couldn't believe how many people walked fucking past us and did nothing. Well, it's not that they didn't do nothing. No, I never seen them again. They never, no one got in contact with them. They never come forward or anything. After the thing we put in paper, honestly, just couldn't make it up. I couldn't believe how many people walked past us. The courts think there was 5 knives pulled out on us, and 2 or 3 of them were used to do the stabbings. But that's just a normal day in Manchester, that, unfortunately. Oh. And 3 years ago, September 29th, I come down to a Conservative conference on my own with Tom English. I had a banner, and it was me and Tom versus 30,000 lefties. 30,000. They estimated there was 50,000 people coming out over the 3 days, and they estimated there was 30,000 going to be out on that Sunday. And me and Tom were here. We walked around for 3 hours. They had a banner up about, we want Brexit on one side. On the other side, we don't want 8 preachers, FGM, honour killings, and stuff like that. All the lefties were drooling and going mad at us. At one corner, we walked around near Deansgate, and the full street just rushed towards us. Honestly, it was like, well, I wouldn't say it was scary, but it rushed towards us, and I was face to face with loads of people. Unbelievable. Right, I'm off. I'm going, guys. I'll catch you all up later on.